The night before my journey, I sat alone in a small room in Kangerlussuaq, the gateway to Greenland's ice cap. Outside, the wind whispered promises of the wild. The maps on the floor were a fragile promise of a path across a frozen giant. My gear was laid out with military precision, each item essential. My sled, packed with over 120 kilograms of life, was my only partner. I was entirely on my own, terrifying and freeing. But then, I pictured the sunrise over endless ice, the feeling of standing where few have stood. My adventure was about to begin. Stepping onto the Greenland ice cap is like landing on another planet. The world of color and noise vanishes, replaced by endless white. Mountains of ice rise and fall like frozen waves. In every direction, a pure, unbroken horizon. You feel incredibly small, a speck in a vast, indifferent wilderness. The silence is profound, pressing in on you. The only sounds, your boots crunching, skis swishing, breath freezing in the air. At first the silence is peaceful. After days it becomes a heavy weight. You start to crave a voice, any sound to break the quiet. The cold is a living thing, biting at exposed skin, seeping into your bones. Temperatures drop to -30 or 40 Celsius. Every task is a major effort. Taking off gloves, melting snow for water. The cold is relentless, always waiting for a mistake. The landscape is full of hidden dangers. Crevasses, sastrugi, hard, wind-formed ridges. A wrong step can be your last. You must be constantly alert, reading the snow for danger. Sastrugi make pulling the sled a nightmare, like dragging a boat over rocks. This landscape demands your full attention every second. Out here, discipline and respect for the cold are your only protection. The silence and the cold test your mind as much as your body. Each day on the ice began in the freezing dark of my tent. My alarm would jolt me awake. The first challenge was leaving my warm sleeping bag. Frost covered everything. Lighting the stove was the first victory. It meant water, warmth, and food. Preparing for the day was a slow ritual, every movement calculated to save energy. It took nearly 2 hours just to get ready. Outside, I'd strap into my harness and start to pull. For 8 to 10 hours it was ski, pull, breathe, step after step, hour after hour. My world shrank to the few feet of snow in front of me. Navigation was a constant challenge. In whiteouts, I had to trust my instruments completely. The end of the day brought new work. Finding a camp spot, pitching the tent, melting snow for dinner. Dinner was a dehydrated meal. Fuel, not flavor. As I ate, I'd study maps and plan the next day. Then, exhausted, I'd crawl into my sleeping bag. Sleep was precious. A chance to recover before doing it all again. The daily grind was tough, but it was my path to survival. Every day was a test of endurance, discipline, and willpower. The monotony was broken only by the need to stay alert for danger. Out here, routine was safety. Every small task mattered. Each day survived was a victory. The grind was relentless, but it kept me alive. This was the rhythm of life on the ice. Loneliness on the ice is a strange beast. At first, solitude felt like freedom, a relief from the noise of the world. But as days passed, it became a heavy blanket. I missed the sound of another voice, a simple smile. Yet, moments of wonder broke through. The northern lights dancing above, the ice sparkling in the sun. Fear was a constant companion. One day, my ski pole punched through a snow bridge over a crevasse. My heart leaped. I carefully backtracked, shaken. For every moment of fear, there was peace. A still, sunny morning, the ice glittering like diamonds. The ice tested my spirit, but it also gave me moments of pure joy. That's the real lesson of the ice. Storms in Greenland are a force of nature that want to erase you. They can appear in an instant. The wind rising to a screaming monster, snow swirling, visibility gone. I remember one storm wind over 100 kilometers per hour, a blinding whiteout. Surviving meant getting my tent up fast, battling the wind, hoping the anchors would hold. Inside, the noise was relentless. Sleep was impossible. I waited, hoping the storm would pass, rationing food and fuel. Hunger became a constant presence, burning thousands of calories, always wanting more. I dreamed of real food, but learned to ignore the cravings and focus on survival. The body can endure more than you think, but the most dangerous storm is self-doubt. It whispers, "You can't do this, give up." That voice is loudest when you're tired, cold, and hungry. You have to fight it with everything you have. Remember why you started. Focus on the next step, not the whole journey. Find your inner strength and hold on to it. Your life depends on it. Out here, belief in yourself is as important as any piece of gear. The storms test your body, but self-doubt tests your soul. Every storm survived is a victory. Every day you keep going is proof of your resilience. The howling void can't defeat you unless you let it. Out here, survival is as much mental as physical, and every storm passed brings you closer to the goal. On a journey this hard, small victories keep you going. Navigating Sastrugi, reaching your daily distance, a sunny day with no wind, each was a win. These moments built my confidence, kept my spirit burning. Fixing my stove in the freezing cold was a huge victory. Without it, I couldn't melt snow for water. When it roared to life, I felt relief and pride. I had solved a critical problem on my own. Sometimes the light on the ice was magical, long blue shadows, pink and orange glows. I'd stop, even when tired, just to soak it in. These moments reminded me I wasn't just surviving, I was living. Each day survived was the ultimate victory. Waking up, packing camp, starting again, it was a testament to my will to live. Some days I felt empty, but I always found the strength for one more step. Endurance isn't one heroic act, it's thousands of small, determined actions. Refusing to give up day after day is the true nature of survival. The ice taught me to celebrate every small win. Each one was a step closer to the finish. Out here, progress is measured in tiny triumphs, and everyone matters. That's how you cross a continent of ice. After weeks on the ice, the sun began to climb higher, feeling warmer on my face. It was a sign. The end was getting closer. That small change gave me a huge boost of hope. Far on the horizon, I saw a faint dark line, the mountains of the coast. After so long in a world of white, the sight of land was overwhelming. I stopped and stared, filled with joy and disbelief. The last days were a mix of desperation to finish and sadness that the journey was ending. This vast, silent world had become my home. I'd found comfort in the solitude, and I knew I'd miss the silence and beauty. I was leaving a part of myself behind. My thoughts turned to gratitude for my body, my mind, my loved ones, and the wild itself. This journey stripped away everything non-essential. It showed me what truly matters. It wasn't about conquering nature, but finding my place within it. The ice taught me respect, humility, and connection. The finish line was in sight, but the real reward was the transformation within. I was not the same person who started. The sun on the horizon was both an ending and a beginning. The final day was surreal, the mountains now towering before me. I left the ice cap, entering a broken landscape of rock and melting ice. My final steps off the ice were quiet. No crowd, no banner, just me and the land. I unclipped from my sled, stood on solid ground and let the moment sink in. A wave of emotion washed over me. Exhaustion, gratitude, relief. Looking back at the ice cap, it seemed peaceful, hiding the struggle and storms I'd faced. I felt deep respect for its power. It was not my enemy, but my teacher. The journey taught me courage isn't the absence of fear, but moving forward despite it. I learned the resilience of the human body and spirit. We are stronger than we think. I discovered my connection to the natural world. We are a part of it, not separate. Wilderness resets your priorities, shows you what's real. The journey was over, but its lessons would stay with me forever. I left the ice changed, carrying its wisdom with me. The final steps were not an end, but a new beginning. I had crossed the ice, but the real journey was within. The wild had stripped me down and rebuilt me. I was grateful for every hardship, every lesson. The ice had given me more than I ever expected, and I would never forget it. Back in civilization, the world felt loud and fast. Simple things, a warm bed, a hot shower, a conversation, felt miraculous. The journey recalibrated my sense of normal, gave me a new perspective. True wealth isn't possessions, but experiences, health, and love. Gratitude was the greatest gift the ice gave me. This adventure wasn't about records. It was about finding my limits and pushing past them. It was about discovering the fire within, the spirit, the will to survive, the courage to keep going. That fire is in all of us, waiting to be awakened. You don't need a polar expedition to find it. Your Greenland could be a marathon, a new business, a new skill, anything that pushes you. The goal is to face a fear, test yourself, and see what you're made of. We all have our own ice frontiers. The important thing is to take the first step. Choose adventure over comfort. Dream big, plan carefully, and go for it. Believe in yourself. You are stronger than you imagine. The world is full of beauty and challenge. Go find it. When you face your own storms, remember the fire within. Let it guide you, keep you warm, and light your way. Your greatest adventure is waiting. Never stop exploring.